Hey YouTube, let's skip the intro and talk about the Bleach chapter. So first off, not much happened in the Bleach chapter, although pretty interesting. At the beginning, we have Toshiro Hisugaya. He engaged in combat with the one of the Stern Ritter, or the Stern Ritter asked him who he was, not is, not Wiz either. But he asked him who he was, and he said that he was the 10th. He was the captain of the 10th division of the Gote 13. He replies saying he was the Stern Ritter, let's be friends. And Captain Usugaya was like, I'm not accepting new applications and used him Bankai. It was at that moment I kind of shook my head and then I realized that he kind of needed him Bankai. For those of you that don't know, I'm not a huge fan of Toshiro Hitsugaya because I feel like he's too weak to be a captain. I think that a captain should be strong enough to handle almost any threat without their Shikai or Bankai, and their last ditch effort should actually be their Shikai. And the only time they actually need their Bankais is in case of emergencies, like true dire, the Soul Society is about to be destroyed emergency, like the Stern Ritter or like Aizen. That's the only time I really think that Bankai should be used, and I think that captain should be at that level. And my frustration with Toshiro Hitsugai is in every major battle he's ever been in, he's needed his Bankai, which makes him look kind of weak as a captain, and kind of pulls down the image of a captain, in my opinion. But he used his Bankai, and he's going to engage in battle with this guy. But we switch over to a flashback. Apparently, Urayu's dad is a doctor, and he asked him why is he still cutting open his mom's body. She's been dead for a while now. His dad didn't answer, and then we cut to another flashback of Ichigo and Urayu talking on the roof, and Ichigo asks Urayu, "Are you sure you want to be going to a regular school? Your dad's a doctor. I thought you want to go to some type of special, like some kind of special school for gifted talents." Ishida retorts saying, I thought your dad was a doctor as well." Ichigo's like, I wouldn't necessarily call him a doctor. Plus, my dad is special." And then Ichigo senses that he doesn't want to talk about it. So it's like, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. We then see some internal dialogue of him saying that was the day I decided that I didn't want to be a doctor. If being a doctor required a man to mutilate his dead wife's body, that's not something I could ever. That's not something I could ever accept. That's not something I could ever do, or you know what I'm saying, or even like want to do. So with that being said, we move on to Urayu. He's walking throughout the house. We see Stern Ritter number B, which is Juhabacha's second in command, and he walks down. He's like, "Hey, Ishida, it looks like you have a lot on your mind." And that's when we start to see that he has some suspicions of Uryu being a traitor. He picks up the paper-like substance and asks him what this is. Uryu says he's never seen it before, and he was like, "Really? Because it looks like something that your dad used to use." I believe he was referring to his dad. But it looked like something that your dad used to use, and and he said that he's been looking into the future, and Uryu was like, what are you seeing? What are you trying to imply, that I'm a traitor? Or that I'm going to betray you?" And he was like, "Why would you imply such things? I've never said what. I never said what my visions, I've never seen what I've seen in the future." And then he said, allow me to confirm my visions. Udu tells him to wait, and there's a giant blast that breaks apart part of the castle, and that's when we see Ichigo. I honestly think that Uryu has been trying to get close to Hoshwall to take him down. Hoshwall, Juhabach, same thing. He's been trying to get close to him to take him down, and I think Udy's been trying to get close to him to take him down, and I think that he's been leading Ichigo and them there this entire time. I do expect there to be either a 2-on-1 assault against this guy, or at least Ichigo fighting this guy. One of those two things are gonna happen. Because we can clearly see that he's not exactly on the side of the Quincy's, and he's been playing a facade. You can see that. At least I can see that in this chapter. It was a pretty decent chapter. I'm glad we finally got places. We're actually finally going to be getting close to the end game fight, which is what I've been waiting for. I still believe it's going to be either a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 assault against Hoshwald in the end. I feel like there's no way that TJ Kubo release Aizen for no reason, so I think we'll be seeing Aizen fairly soon. I hope we'll see Aizen soon because Aizen's very I'm losing my train of thought. He's a very important part of Bleach in my opinion, and he's a great character. And I love anything that has to do with Aizen. So I'd love to see Aizen come back and even help. You know what I'm saying, Ichigo, and maybe even Ishida if they're fighting alongside Ichigo. I love to see him fight and have the three of them triple team Hoshwald, and that actually shows that Hoshwald is actually a very powerful opponent. But if we have a one-on-one fight between Ichigo and Hoshwald as well, that'll be cool because then it'll show us that Ichigo is extremely powerful. With that being said, that's my review of the chapter. Like I said, it was pretty decent. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought about this, and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you guys later. Peace.